Hello and what is up everyone, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be a video on a game that Liquid played at the AMD Dota Pit, or AMD Sapphire Dota Pit for short, Grand Finals against VG Gaming. And it was here, they're at a 2-game disadvantage here in this best of 5 Grand Finals. They're 2 games down, 1 game away from being knocked out of the tournament, and they're not having a very good laning stage. As you see here, they've fed a couple of kills already. Kuroki got first blooded in their jungle by a 5-man smoke rotation from VG. Kuroki barely got a kill there onto Batrider, didn't manage to get a kill, and he's dead as well. And in addition, I think GH ended up dying mid to the Death Prophet when she picked up a DD rune. Again, I started the video here just because that's where I had the replay, and you're gonna have to believe me, I'm not making this up. I watched it with my very own eyes, and I want to make this video a little bit shorter as well, so I don't want to spend too much time and just get right to the point. So this video is pretty much gonna be, or I already missed something as I was busy talking about that. We're gonna go back for that actually, because I think this is a very big deal. So we're gonna I'm gonna pause here so I can continue talking without missing anything. So the whole point of this video pretty much will be about how to come back from a rough laning stage, or you're feeding kills laning stage. Let's say you're having a good time, but you're a bit lost in what you need to do to win the game, right? So if you watch Liquid here, they actually started the Doom in the jungle, and now he felt strong enough to start pressuring the bottom lane. And you notice here he does come in there, and we see him get a kill onto Lanham. I'm also going to turn the free camera here. And there's just a sick play there from Mind Control. Oh wow, set up by the ward. Alright, he gets lucky there. That was a lucky kill for sure. He had a Centaur to cancel the TP, first of all. Then second of all, he gets the Satyr creep, the perfect creep he needs to kill to utilize that ward. Snipes him there with Hadouken. But notice at this point, if you look at Liquid's lineup, they can snowball very hard. Doom's a very strong hero. Sure, he has very long cooldown on Doom, but other than that, he's a very tanky hero, can frontline, dive down towers, and just constantly fight, even without his Doom, if he has the right heroes to fight with him. And they do here with the Night Stalker and the Slark. They have very good vision control on the side of Liquid. Having nighttime available on the Night Stalker and a hero with like Slark that has a increased nighttime vision compared to these other heroes, especially Batrider that actually has less night vision, is because that was just a nerf a long time in the past because it was a bit too strong. They can run over VG. What they have to be afraid of is VG's 5-man death push. That's the Chinese playstyle 5-man death push with the Death Prophet and the Wraith King, and they're untouchable. Notice here, Untold Man gets ganked in the mid lane. He does lose his life here. He tries to deny himself to the Ancients, but is not successful in doing so. So VG, again, is adding to their kill score here. But if you notice, they're not really pulling ahead. These kills aren't necessarily giving them anything. And notice that while Untold Man was dying in the mid lane, both Mind Control as well as GH is using this opportunity to try to go for a play in the bottom lane, forcing Lanham to TP, but again, they're losing heroes left and right. GH is dead here as well. Laning stage is not looking too great at all for Liquid. Now, if you're going to see the rest of this video and how this game turns out, you're not going to believe, right? Usually when you're in a pub, the score is 6-1 and you're like, oh crap, we're having a crappy laning stage, we're sucking. How are we going to win this game? Now, back to what I was saying before about Liquid's lineup, and what was strong about it, it was their nighttime control. During the first nighttime, they're not able to get a lot done here. They try for the gank there in the bottom lane, doesn't work out, and GH is only level 3, as you see here. Doom is pretty underleveled as well. Mind Control actually started in the jungle just because of how strong VG's laning was in the bottom lane. He didn't even want to go there. Level 1, he waited for his supports to show in other lanes, and you saw there he did go in and get that one kill. And again, that was a very lucky kill. He barely got that one. So Liquid is not having a good time, and as you see, VG is pretty far ahead in all their lanes. But the one upside for Liquid is that Miracle is free farming, because they picked this last pick Slark against the Batrider because they knew that Slark would have a very good laning stage just with the help of AA. AA alone as a very strong support, and he can pretty much secure Slark's game against Batrider, and there's nothing that Bat can do. And notice Miracle with level 6 now is playing very aggressive, pushing into this tier 1, and VG don't have the answers to deal with him, so they kind of have to just let this happen. Clockwork, not very good against Slark, and neither is Rubik. They don't have much damage, and the only lockdown they have that lasts for a long time is the Cogs, but Slark is just going to be able to jump away. So we did miss GH going down their mid again, but notice what is going on now. They're utilizing this nighttime. It's almost going to end as it's about to hit 8 minutes, but Mind Control, GH, along with the Lycan. And again, Lycan is also a hero that is stronger than other heroes during night because of his health, as well as having extra night vision as well. In his ultimate there, he gets a bonus night vision of 1,000 during night. Or, I mean, I don't know why I said during night. I mean, I think night vision implies that, but what I'm trying to say or get at is that they have a hero that makes it night anytime they want it to be. In a Night Stalker, in addition to being stronger during nighttime in terms of his abilities, Lycan being stronger during night as well as the Slark. And what the A is here for is he secures the laning stage for the Slark, and he also, very importantly, secures that they can burst a hero without them being able to, magic wand or just somehow heal up and get away. And that's very important against a hero like Death Prophet that wants, magic wand, use her healing from her Spirit Siphon and just get back up to full HP and continue to deal damage with her Exorcism. So now at this point, Liquid is definitely feeling the pressure now, as Ori will hit level 6 and use the Exorcism here on this mid tower. They know that Lycan ultimate is on cooldown and they are safe in doing this push. So VG utilizing any type of opportunity that they have to pressure Liquid, as we see Batrider. Oh, he was frozen there for a second, but he did get a kill there onto AA. And again, I'm not focusing on capturing all the kills. I'm more so focusing on what's happening in the game and what's important. So as you see here, Mind Control goes down as well to the end of the Death Prophet Exorcism, and Miracle has rotated out of the top lane. And the reason behind this is they want to allow Kuroki to get his level 6. Because again, as I mentioned before, his level 6 is very important in terms of being able to burst a hero like the Death Prophet. Most specifically, the Death Prophet. Pretty much the A is going to counter her. Now, GH is relatively low level as well, and he wants his level 6. Again, as I mentioned before, how value is ultimate with the cores that they have on the side of Liquid in the Slark and the Lycan. So it's now 10 minutes in the game, and if you look at the game state, the score is 9-3. Vici is not that far ahead actually because of the free farm that Miracle did get in the safe lane, as well as Matoma Man not doing that bad in the mid lane. And he did go for a 2 Stout Shield build. Again, this was mostly to lane up against the Death Prophet, and with the removal of Poor Man's Shield, he felt like the 2 Stout Shields will definitely help him farm and minimize his harass from the DP, and it definitely did so. As you look at his farm, he's not doing that bad, actually beating her in terms of last hits at this point, but of course she does have a lot more deny, so I wouldn't say he won the mid lane, but he definitely went even. In the top lane here, they get another kill onto Kuroki. Again, all these deaths onto Kuroki don't really matter because Vici is not getting anything off of these deaths. They're getting a little bit more gold and a little bit more experience. But again, with the changes to how gold is distributed with kills, it's actually a lot less early on in the game, right? Like the first blood kill on him pretty much meant nothing, because they committed all 5 heroes. On the bottom lane, with Batrider committing his spells and abilities top, they know he's not going to be in fighting shape. As you look at him here, he doesn't even have any mana. He does have a Blink Dagger though. They're able to go down here in the bottom lane, get a kill onto the Rubik. And this kill is actually going to give Liquid a lot more, because this is going to allow them to assert their dominance here in the bottom lane. Notice Paparazzi is not going to be able to farm. He's really afraid to walk up against all these heroes, and the supports are even rotating out away, and they're having the decision now whether they actually want to fight this, because they know that there's a lot of heroes down here. Now nighttime is going to be popped, the darkness from the Night Stalker, and they're going to have to commit Batrider down here. But what is this going to mean? This is making space for the rest of Liquid to do what they want, right? They're going to back away from the bottom lane, and if you notice, Matoman has just been farming the mid lane for a little bit there. He's a bit scared now as Vici is all missing, and what Liquid is doing is they know it's nighttime, and it's even going to be nighttime after this darkness ends, and they're preparing for VG Gaming's attack. And here they're on this high ground position. They were spotted out by this VG ward, but because of just how strong they are during the first night, they get a good AA blast. They show up as 5, and even though there's a really good hook shot here, literally onto 4 heroes, cogging them, it doesn't matter, as they're going to be able to clean up. Full 5-man wipe, and we're going to have to watch this instant replay. What actually happened here? How did they go from losing the laning stage so hard? Sorry, I can't talk. How did they go from losing the laning stage so hard to a full 5-man wipe, right? And it all goes back to what happened here in the bottom lane, and that gank onto the Rubik. So notice here, they start with the Lycan ultimate, and they run straight onto Lanham. They kill him here. Again, I'm going to speed through this because not much actually happened here, but it's what happened afterwards that really mattered. So, Lycan ultimate is down at this point. Doom looks like he has low mana. I mean, he does have Doom up, but he's pretty low mana, right? So now, VG is feeling it. They're like, alright, there's no Lycan ultimate. Remember what happened in the mid lane with Mattelman using his Lycan ultimate to fight mid? They also went for a push with Exorcism on the mid lane tower. So now they're like, alright, look at our vision. We have great vision here. We have great vision all over the place. The problem is, it's Night Stalker. It's darkness. You don't actually have vision when you think you have vision. These wards are barely giving any vision, and they're feeling overconfident because they're underestimating the power of vision control that Night Stalker gives you with his darkness ability, in addition to all the vision that you get from Slark, as well as the Lycan when he is shapeshifted, of course. But here, they clearly know that they're under vision here because they have a Slark. Alright, we can go back. You can check. So Slark is here. He walks in. Why is this is this bugged? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so he noticed that his Shadow Dance regen is off here, so he clearly knows that he's in vision. And VG should know this as well. So they're coming up, and they should know that Miracle knows that he's under vision, because they see him, right? And if they see a Slark, Slark knows that he's seeing, because this is just how the hero works. And that's why I think Liquid picked him here, in addition to having the advantage during night, as well as being a good ganker and good in laning stage against Bat. But notice what happens here. Liquid clearly know that they're under enemy vision, but they come in, and even without any wards, the key there, even without any wards, they had no wards in this area, while VG Gaming had 3. They had 3 wards that should have spotted out everything. They're able to still take this fight and initiate because they had the Slark with superior night vision. Who cares about this ward on the cliff? As they completely bypass it. Notice here that VG even put another ward here just to spot out. But now they've committed 4 wards here in the bottom lane. And I did mention how important vision is for them to be able to take fights against Liquid's lineup. Especially with all these nighttime heroes, they're just going to have always the vision advantage during night. So they're going to be able to get the better initiation, get on top of a hero, pop them with the A blast, and just clean up the fight as they did here. And now that's what results in a full 5-man wipe. It's literally just because Liquid knew that they were coming, and they knew that they were coming for sure, and they knew that they were standing under enemy vision, so they knew where VG was headed. Because they knew that VG had eyes on them, they're definitely going to just head there, right? They're like, oh, they're under a ward, go get them. And they're going to run up onto this high ground without thinking much of it, and they're going to be able to get the perfect AA blast with the perfect AA blast with the AA, alright, and secure the kill along with the Doom as well. It looks like Mattelman got a bonus kill there as well on Bat Rider. And again, Liquid's heroes are going to be incredibly good against this Bat. Bat had not the greatest laning stage. She got a couple of kills there on Kuroki, but now, even without much vision on the map, just because of the scouting heroes that they have with the Night Stalker and the Slark. They literally have one ward right now. One ward that was recently placed here, and they just get that pick off onto Ori. And now they've turned a pretty rough laning stage back into a dominant game. And this is off of just an awful laning stage as you saw before. That was a full 5-man wipe, and now Miracle feels like he can run a train onto VG Gaming. And there gets additional kill, and VG doesn't feel safe anymore, because if you look at their map vision, they have wards here, right? They have plenty of wards here, but now they've wasted all their wards here, and literally Liquid, they don't care. They're like, yeah, I have wards here, we'll just play over here. You don't have any wards here. We have one on this cliff, and the map is entirely dark, and what is VG Gaming to do? They can't farm anywhere. Look at where Ori is positioned. They have one hero in the mid lane, and it's the tankiest hero on their team with 2 lives. And at this point, Ori doesn't know. This Lurk could actually be on her, and what is Rubik going to do? Just buy 10 million sentries and place them everywhere? That's not viable either. And now VG's push is also thwarted because they don't want to push during nighttime. They know they'll just get initiated on. A blast will kill a Death Prophet, and they're going to lose 5 again. So their only option is to give up map control. They have to, 5-man, they have to move up together, make sure they stop getting picked off by Miracle's Slark. As you see, he's making aggressive plays in between the mid tower here. And this all goes down to this last pick Slark paying off incredibly because VG have no way to stun him, no way to lock him down. He's going to go to Dark Pack, pretty much everything they have off. If he gets cogged, he's going to be able to pounce through it. And what this will allow Liquid to do is, with the free farm they got onto Miracle, he has an early Shadow Blade. He's going to be able to use it to control the map, scare VG and Gaming into 5-manning. That's all they can do. And they did take the top tower, but again, Liquid don't care about this top tower. They'll let it go happily as they're getting a trade in the bottom lane. They take the tier 1 and they're pushing towards the tier 2. Look how fast they're able to take the tower with the Necro Book on the Lycan as well as the Catapult. Miracle gets another pick off here onto the Batrider. And again, VG Gaming, it's very hard for them to avoid this. They have to 5-man, they have to put sentries everywhere, and they don't have any hero to lock down Miracle. So even if he plays this aggressive, he's not going to be able to be punished. And now they realize there's no Batrider. That lockdown is not in question. So no one has to be afraid of getting lassoed. They're just going to run straight into VG's base without any fear. Again, it's nighttime with the darkness, buffing up the Lycan and Slark as well. And they just dive there. They get a couple more kills, and now they're significantly far ahead at this point with a 5k net worth advantage. Now at this point, Kuroki has farmed to be top lane. Can anyone on the side of VG do this? Let me ask you that. Can anyone just do this? Can they just sit in a lane and hit creeps like this without any fear in the world? The answer is no. If Rubik does this, he's dead to Slark. Right? If Clockwork does this, he's dead to Slark. Even if their cores try to do this, they're dead to Slark. The only way they can farm and the only way they can do anything on the map is as a team. If they split up at all, because of the vision advantage that they've gotten, the map control advantage, Slark is just going to pick them off. And this is where Slark is going to be a good hero. Because normally, if you look at VG's lineup, you're going to counter Liquid's lineup by counter pushing them. But the problem is, with the vision advantage they get from nighttime as well as Slark, they can always get the better initiation or some form of initiation up. And if that's the case, because of the AA, they will be able to just burst her. And once she's bursted, the fight is over. And notice here, Kuroki assisting from the top lane with the AA blast onto 4, and now VG Gaming is in trouble. Even in their own jungle, they attempted to deward there. Slark spots them out. They can't kill him. He baits their abilities, and now they're running in with the Lycan. There's no more lasso, and now everyone is crumbling on the side of VG. And it's also in combination with the creep wave pushing in the bottom lane, so they can transition this right into taking the tier 3 if they want to. Someone just has to bring the wave a little bit forward here as it's slightly pushing out. But again, that's more kills for Team Liquid. At about 10 minutes in, they were at a slight net worth advantage. They definitely were hurting, as if you look at the kill score, you'd think that Liquid was losing. But they hit their timing and they played it perfectly. With that one fight here in the bottom lane, now if you look at VG's map, it's entirely dark. And that's the reason why I've been just sitting on VG's vision for the most part of this game. after a certain point, because I just want you to see what they see on the map and what they can do on the map. Because right now, they don't feel like they're safe anywhere. Well, actually, right now they're okay because it's still daytime, right? But once this next nighttime hits, in 1 minute, they're in trouble, because now Liquid is not only ahead, but they have this nighttime advantage again with the darkness. And look what Miracle is doing. He has no fear in the world. This is the perfect game to last pick the Slark, and they're making it work here. Wraith King doesn't do anything against him. The A is perfect in terms of just help Slark burst the hero, especially the Death Prophet, as I mentioned before, and they're just going ham. A also works pretty well with Slark now that it doesn't slow the attack speed anymore with the Chilling Touch, so he can just Chilling Touch onto Miracle. He can get that little bit of extra bonus damage, and now they were attempting Roshan, I believe, and they're like, screw that, we're gonna be able to kill them. Nighttime is coming soon. They popped the darkness before, but it's gonna be darkness straight into the real nighttime, and they're going ham in VG's base, and at this point there's absolutely nothing VG can do. And this is the power of getting the last pick, picking a hero that synergizes not only with your draft, but countering the enemy teams as well. And this was just the perfect game for Slark. I don't think VG saw it coming, and this is how much of a difference one hero can make. Because let's say if it was just Lycan, they can deal with just Lycan, but it was just Slark that gave them the biggest problem, being able to, you know, scout out their wards, go for these Shadow Blade ganks, and fight on a lower cooldown. Because they look at the Lycan and they assume Lycan carry, right? Or Lycan was going to play a 1 position. Where they're like, okay, Lycan has a very cool, long cooldown ultimate, especially at level 1, and we just punish that. Notice what they did, right? Mattel Man used ultimate down in the bottom lane, and they're like, alright, let's punish them. 5-man smoke, there's no Lycan ultimate, he's not going to be able to fight. When it was there, Mattel Man wasn't even in that bottom fight, he was just farming some jungle camps, and they're able to start the fight with just Slark, AA, and Doom, and Night Stalker. And now at this point, the game is pretty much over. Slark is too far ahead, and he's entirely taking over the game. Paparazzi is just getting killed. It doesn't matter. He has 2 lives. And Wraith King, some teams feel like he's strong. I felt like he was strong as well. But in these scenarios, he definitely just feels like a useless hero. GG is actually just going to be called, and it's going to be the end of this replay analysis as well. So I hope you guys can learn what it means to be able to secure map control in a way that you just take over the map entirely, and this is very doable against heroes that are relatively slow, immobile, and don't have that much lockdown potential. And that's pretty much all of VGJ's draft, right? Or I call him VG, normal VG's draft. They had the Wraith King, is a pretty mobile hero until he gets a Blink Dagger. Doesn't push the waves fairly well. Doesn't fight very well either. What he really excels in is being able to make use of map control, not so secure map control for his team, right? So if his team is securing space for him, he's gonna be able to farm up and then scale later on to the game into Roshan and be very powerful in the late game. But if his team is behind, he just doesn't feel like he can farm anywhere. He doesn't feel like he can do anything. And as you saw here, if his team's going to constantly get picked off by Slark, there's not much he can do to help them either. So I would say this game has to be pretty much summed down to a little bit of an outdraft from Liquid, as well as them playing really well. It really took them just one fight to turn this game around, and it was a fight that normally, if you look at how everything was playing out, you expect VG to win. But because of superior positioning and, of course, having the heroes with vision control, which I feel like is incredibly important in this patch, and I think it's important in all patches, and in Dota, I think teams will just learn, alright, we need these vision control heroes or it's just too difficult to play the game. Because if you look at VG, they had one with the Clockwork, with the Flare, but it just doesn't feel like it was enough compared to just the bonus night vision that both Night Stalker and Slark provides. Even during night, with all the wards in the world, they still were not able to get a good initiation off. Again, the Clockwork hook was a little bit too late as he wasn't with the team, so they couldn't get a lasso off. They couldn't initiate on anybody. They got initiated on instead, and that's the difference between a winning fight and a losing fight. So I hope you guys did learn something from this video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like down below, and also make sure you subscribe for future videos, because again, I'm uploading pretty much every single day, and sometimes twice a day as well. So make sure you subscribe, and also if you want to receive notifications, you can hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button as well, or I don't know where it actually is, but hit that bell icon if you want to be notified, so you don't miss a video. So see you all in the next one, and again, I hope you guys learned something. Again, it is me, Hachi, from the Art of Dota, signing out.